Hey everybody, this is Andy's free guitar video lessons here, chart videos, and we're going to be talking about proof that the double 7L master pattern spans all 5 cage shapes. Wow, that's a lot. This is the C shape. C, A, G, E, and D. So we've got a pretty big span of the keyboard there with the C, the A, the G, the E, and the D shapes. And this is going to be proof that I'm going to show you that. I call it proof, but that's just a quick word. Proof is like a quick word. That indeed we get all of these shapes. Now, I've made the chart here. This is the double 7L right here. Okay? The 7L is, here's the 7 part, here's the L part. Here's another 7 part starting down here is another L part. They aren't completely squared off like putting 2 bricks together. It's like putting 2 bricks together, but one's higher than the other. Okay? So it's like a wall that might be going down a slight hill. You know, it kind of has little steps in it. And what comes in and fills in the top here is the kind of bottom part of the next one that would be in an infinite pattern. Now I have that, not an infinite pattern, but I have that in better shown in this diagram. This is the part chart 2 diagram for lesson 11 here. Oh, my dog just sneezed. And this shows that in this area here, what I was talking about, you see how it's almost like a step down, step down? So if you, and this is all P4 tuning, all right? For information, a 4-string bass is P4 tuning. It means it doesn't have the tuning warp, which is interesting, but you don't have the shape of D chords. You don't have the shape of C, if I'm not mistaken, unless you play them down lower on the other strings, which would be, yeah, you could do that. But you know, you play the top part of them lower if you wanted to. You know, it's all up to you how comfortable you are with moving the cage shapes around. So of course everybody can move a cage shape horizontally, right? So it's just like, that's moving the same shape, sliding with the fingers right along the strings. But to actually move it, move the same shape up and down like this, you know, it takes a little more skill, because when you take that same E shape and move it up one string, it's no longer that E string, that same shape. You have to then go to the A shape. So, you know, it would go like oh, sorry, you got to bar it. Wow, it's really out of tune. Some of you with a better ear could probably tell, oh, that string's too low. Anyway, so to the A shape would be, so what are we talking about here? We're talking about total P4 tuning. And you can see here from this diagram, all right, this one's warped, so we don't want to look at this one yet. This one's here because if we don't have this one here, we're going to need to look at it. So because it's there, we don't need to look at it right now. Believe it, that it's that kind of thing. It's either one thing or the other, or the other or the other. I love to relate the two of them back to one another. So right here, of course there's a 7L pattern here, okay, starting something like with this 2, 6, and 3, going down to this 2, and over to this 5, and up to this 3. So this is pretty much the pattern. We got an S2L right here, we got an S3S. Ignoring this top string, because that's a repeat of the bottom string. The 7L does not include that 6th string. That's redundant. Not only redundant, in the warped pattern, it's you know, it can be difficult. So we got the 6th, is that a 6? What is that? Let's get this guy where we need him to be so we can see what's going on here. We've got a 7L pattern here, okay? They usually start on a 2. Down here is a good place to start them. From 2 to 5, here, go up 5 strings, 4, 5. So starting on the 6, 3, 7, here's a 7L pattern. It's got an S2L on the upper left. So it's 6R, 3 5s, and an S2L. Bup, 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 bup. Okay. Then we go to an S3S on the bottom there, right side, left side rather. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, R2. Okay, now we go to the sharing zone. We got the center stack, which is all P4ths, okay? Then we have on the right side, rather, the other one was left. Got to get my right from the left. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, R. So then there's a S2L on this bottom right side, and then stacked on top of that's an S3S. That's all a 7L is. Okay, there's the 7, pink L, purple 7, something like that. Okay, now if you go 2 of those things, and I can tell you this is the one on the right, so if we put one before that, okay, let's see where that starts from. Remember, it's perfect tuning, so we don't have to worry about strings 4 or 5 messing us up. So I can take this right up to here. This is the first 7L. Okay, and there's your S2L. Here's the S3S right here. All right, and then sharing notes is the 7R, 2, 5, 6, 2, 3. Oh, I left a purple 4 out there. I thought I got them all this morning. You see them in slightly different. I left one out. I got it. Oh, so anyway, and then you know, so we've got that to distract us, right? That throws you way off. But so you got the 1 7L and the 2 7Ls, okay? Right there, they cover all 5 cage shapes. And here's the extra ones, all right? These are kind of marching down from nowhere, and they go past through the fretboard window, and then they march away into the unplayed zone, you know, the no string zone again. And as you go along the fretboard, this is what's happening. They're moving down, down, down. That's what I wanted to show you with this chart, this particular chart. And then of course you warp the top. When you warp the top, let's look at that. Okay, when you have the let's look at this situation here. This little yellow line here is the warp. All right, that's the line in between strings 4 and 5. Okay, this is string 4. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's string 5 and 6. Okay, so we're approaching the end of the first part of the lesson. So that's where the warp is. When we warp that over, all right, we'll come up with something like this. Now we've got the 2 here and the 5 there. All right, but everything else above it goes back to P4 tuning. That's the important thing.